Hello everybody, my name is Marlow and welcome back to the survival world. I hope you're all doing very well today. I myself am feeling pretty good and I actually need to let you all in on a little bit of a secret, so come nice and close because you're gonna want to hear this. Some of you are actually already aware of this secret, you're kind of in on it with me, but for the past few months or so on my live streams we have been working on a pretty large project and it's finally at the point where we can start working on it in videos. It's actually off in that direction for a little while behind me there, so let's fly over and I can get you all in the know. We should start loading it in any second now. As you can see, there it is, a guardian farm, or at least an area to build a guardian farm, which is what we're going to be doing today. Pretty massive, as you can see, and the very first thing I'm going to say, because I know some of you will let me know in the comments if I don't mention this, but I am aware that you don't actually have to clear out an area like this anymore to make a guardian farm. You don't even need to touch sponges really, or do any draining whatsoever. And you can have a farm that is just as efficient as this and much quicker to build, but I just really wanted a big grindy project to work on the streams where I can hang out and chat with you guys and just have a good time, which is exactly what I've done. We've been chipping away at this for the past couple of months, as I said, and yeah, I've really enjoyed myself and I hope you guys who have tuned in have also done that. I think you have. It's been a real good time, and if you want to join me for stuff like this in the future and be a part of more big off-camera grindy projects like this one right here, then my Twitch link is in the description. That's where I stream over on Twitch. I do that every Sunday at 7 PM GMT, and like I said, it's a real good time, a nice chill out session where we just hang out and chat about things and have a good time. It's good fun. You should join me. But in case you don't actually have Twitch in your country or anything like that, or you can't join me for the streams, but you're still interested in seeing the progress, then I do in fact actually have a second channel. I don't think many people know that, but I upload my live stream replays on there. So those two links are in the description, the second channel and the Twitch. So go check them out if you want to join me for stuff like this in the future. You're probably wondering, what is that door doing there? Why have I just left it amongst all of this open area? That is actually Sevstor, a wonderful viewer by the name of Seveneros, who is very, very generous on my stream. He's gifted tons of subscriptions to lots of my other viewers, and yeah, he's just a very generous person, so he deserves a door. Unfortunately, it's gonna have to go this episode at some point when we do build the farm, but I'll make sure I relocate it to a very special place somewhere else. So yeah, Sev, thank you, and of course everybody else who supports me over there. I really appreciate you guys as well. You all know this, but yeah, the first thing we're actually going to do in regards to completing this guardian farm, as you can see, I've actually done all of the sides as well, kind of got the bottom part and then this big glass section. The first thing we have to do is the very satisfying thing of taking down all of this sand. This is going to look a whole lot better once we actually have Optifine's connected textures, so ignore the grittiness for now. It's going to look a whole lot better when we get rid of all of these lines in the middle. But you're probably wondering why I've missed parts of the sand to tear down, and that is because if I just take you over here and do a little bit of a demonstration, grab myself a torch and break this line right here, okay, not that one, the one next to it. Oh, come on. This is not going to plan. As you can see, causes a little bit of a flood, right? Even breaks away my torch. And that is because this section right here is made out of waterlogged walls. I wasn't exactly the sharpest tool in the box with building parts of the exterior wall out of a block that can be waterlogged. So I was a little bit scared it was going to refill this bottom section of our hole we've cleared out here. So yeah, I've left it for now, and I think what I'm going to try do here, if I can just make a little hole just to dump my water off for now. But I'm hoping I can just take away the water from each of these and clear it out. I don't know if it's working. I think I'm going to need a whole lot of buckets to actually do this. But yeah, I quite like the look of the walls. You know, it adds that little bit of depth when you connect them like this. But I've got to do that for the entire way round. So I'm trying to think now whether I just replace it with normal prismarine or do this very monotonous task of trying to fumble around here with the water. I'm not sure. I'm going to have a think, but by the next cut, we should have a beautiful looking inside square. Can't really call it much else right now. So many walls, and one baby slime over there, but this actually did not take as long as it might have seemed at first. I found a bit of a better technique than the one that I was using just then. I remembered the wonderful block of sponges, the thing that I've been using all the time over here, and I'm very glad I remembered that because that probably would have taken me a good couple of hours to drain each of these walls individually, but what I ended up doing was just removing all of the blocks here on the wall in front of them and putting sponges all over them, so it drained the waterlogged blocks, these ones right here, and obviously everything else behind them was just solid ocean water sources, so it just refilled and yeah, didn't refill the walls. So super easy, took about 20 minutes or so when it really would have taken me a couple of hours if I did it the other way. So yeah, very glad I remembered sponges, otherwise I probably would have cried when you all told me about it. But yeah, as you can see, it's looking really quite cool in here. Haven't done the floor just yet, mainly because I don't exactly know what I'm doing with it, other than it's definitely gonna be non-spawnable, because these guys, slimes, are the new magma cubes. They are annoying me to no end, so I need to make sure nothing can spawn down here, but I'll probably save that till last, I think. So now we're actually ready to start work on the farm itself. Now, this is a design from Wattles. I'm gonna do my best to remember to leave the link in the description. If not, just type in on YouTube Wattles Guardian Farm and it will come right up. But yeah, the first thing we actually have to do is make a big old cube in the middle of our square here that I think is 22 by 22 and then 20 blocks down. Before we do that, actually, I am unfortunately gonna have to move Sev's door over here. So if we break this thing down and make sure we don't drop it, there we go, we'll get rid of that block. I'm actually going to move it to an island over here, which may seem just like some random island and a worthless place to put it, but I've actually got a cool idea for something fun we can do in the streams with this island. So yeah, it's not a random island. Well, it is at the moment, but it won't be. It's going to serve some sort of purpose. So I think we will just find a nice place on this island to place down Sev's door. You know what? I think he can have his own island. Those couple of sand blocks over there seem like the perfect place for it. There we go. The trouble with recording a time-lapse with my second account like that is I never really know how big of an area the build is actually going to take up. You kind of have to guess beforehand when you're placing the camera. But yeah, I think I cut off a little bit of a corner of our cube, but I think I got most of it in anyway. We should be all good. So this is our cube, looking very cube-like, and as you can see, there's actually some redstone down the bottom here. So this is the collection area and sorting system that I've gone ahead and got all done. So let me show you actually what Guardian farms drop in case you're not sure. So the most frequent item is actually these prismarine shards here, so they take up 2 of the 4 hoppers along here. They also drop prismarine crystals at a lower rate and alongside cooked cod, as long as they're killed by the lava, and then it would be raw cod if not, but mine will be. So yeah, we got crystals, shards, and then cooked cod, and that is the same for these 3 sides around here. Now, I will most likely cover this up because redstone never really is that pretty, but this is honestly quite nice looking as far as redstone is concerned. It's completely symmetrical. We got 2 hopper chains and they go all the way around and stop at the middle part there. You can see those 2 hoppers actually connect to each other. I just did that for the pure reason to make it symmetrical and also to kind of space out the items a little bit. I thought that might help. So yeah, we got all of that done, which I will mostly cover up. I may leave some like gaps so you can actually see it, but yeah, it's not going to look like this, don't worry. But we're actually in the position now where we are ready to build the Guardian farm and actually get it up and running. So there's really 5 things left to do. The first thing is to add a lava blade down the bottom here by just placing some lava sources on top of our warp signs there. So yeah, that is what's actually going to kill the Guardians, and then once we have that done, we have to add in our water streams to get the water to flow right to the very edge here. So you actually have to place some blocks in a certain way along here, something like that, but not at all, I don't think, so that they actually flow all the way to the edge. That's very important that we get that in. And once we have that done, we then have to place in a bunch of fence gates. I think 400 fence gates actually, all along one of these levels here, and open them all up. So I'm sure that will be very, very fun and enjoyable. Not, but yeah, we got to do that. And then the final two things is to place down the water so that the guardians can actually spawn in the water and then yeah fall down into the stream at the bottom here. And then lastly, we'll have to put some sort of roof on this thing so that yeah we can, I think we get better rates actually if we put a roof on it, so I'll have to make sure I do that as well. I'm not sure how obvious this is, but the roof is meant to be like an Elder Guardian in the middle with 4 normal sized Guardians around it. It's like a very simplified version of that. I thought that was quite a cool thing to do for the roof. I wasn't really sure what else to do. I maybe should have switched the Prismarine with the quartz, but we already got quartz on the outside rim here. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And if you guys could just let me know if I actually need full blocks for the roof here instead of slabs. I think they should be fine. I mean, looking at the rates, it's like tripled. I don't know how well you can see those Guardians down there, but there's a lot. So yeah, I think slabs should be good, but nonetheless, let me know if I do actually need full blocks. Okay, we're fooling. That works. So yeah, as you can see, it's working stupendously well. I haven't got many items just yet because obviously the filters, please don't get me slime, have to fill up first of all. These things right here. So yeah, it's going away. It's going to be doing lots of good work whilst I do the next part of the farm, which is actually the floor and figuring out how I'm going to cover up this area. But before I start that, I need more quartz because I am fresh out, unfortunately. Now would probably be a good time to show you the updated Piglin bartering farm. I have reworked this thing for a 3rd time now, and I think I've got it to a level where I am happy with it at least. So let's head on inside, and as you can see, it instantly looks different down here. Now, if you guys can remember a couple of episodes ago, I tried to remake this and it just went horribly wrong. I ended up making it so much worse. But I've made one slight change. So we still have a basic hopper line taking all of the items around into the sorting system that's down there. This whole room, by the way, looks different, as you can probably tell, but pretty much I just have a backlog of these chests right here. So the piglins can, you know, trade away until these chests begin to fill up. There is 5 of them for each piglin, so that is like a lot of gold I would have to go through to get to that point. It's still pretty slow, however, because obviously there is still clog up, it's just within the chests. So basically, from what I've figured out, however long it takes to run the farm and let the gold go through and be bartered, I have to wait 5-6 times as long for all of the items to be sorted through, which is fine. Honestly, I can run it while I'm editing or something like that, so it's not really that big a deal. It's not perfect, but it is much, much better than it was before, and honestly, this room looks pretty cool. And of course, we still have the top bit up there that is completely unchanged, so we still can watch it being super satisfying in its works. But yeah, as you can see, quartz here, fresh out, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of AFKing, and I may even get bored and just mine some around the nether. I did in fact get bored and do a little bit of digging in the nether for quartz, so some of this is from that, but a good chunk is actually from the bartering here. And I just wanted to show you what I mean with the clogging up still happening. So as you can see, all of these chests have a ton of items in, and the hoppers below them, if I can just sneak around and take a look, are completely full, and the chain is, you know, clogged to oblivion until it actually gets to those chests down there. But the point of this is just so the chests clog up instead of the hopper that is directly below the piglins. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to show you. Not really. But yeah, you get my point. Still clogs up. It's pretty slow, but still does produce a decent amount of quartz, which is very nice. Okay, everybody. Little bit of a progress update here. As you can see, I have finished our sorting system. It's now looking a little bit better. I really wasn't sure what to do with this, and I honestly did quite like the look of the redstone. Leave me alone! Thank you very much. So I thought I wanted to display it here. I may change this up at some point, I don't know. You guys can maybe let me know your ideas for how I could improve upon this, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's quite cool to see redstone every now and again. Doesn't look super duper amazing, but then again, it's kind of hidden underneath our actual farm, so it's okay. And as you can see, yeah, it's still getting some drops. Lots of shards, as I said, they are the most common, but everything else is slowly racking its way up. And yeah, all is working well, which is awesome. I have also done a little bit of a, what's this effect called? Like the fog effect, using the layers of glass just to kind of show the beacons at the bottom there. I think that's quite cool. I purposely designed this entire thing so I could have the 4 beacons directly up through the middle, which, yeah, I think looks super awesome. So yeah, that's the storage system done. The farm obviously is all finished, as you've seen. The final thing left to do is obviously the entire floor, and then we will be done. Oh, buddy, that floor is mesmerizing to look at, and also took me a long time to build. As you can imagine, that is a lot of quartz, a lot of prismarine, many sea lanterns, and so much light blue glass here. I've actually got a temporary texture pack change added in where I basically just removed the border of glass blocks so it would give the same effect as we would with Optifine when we do eventually get it. Still in the pre-release, unfortunately, hoping to get the full one sometime soon. But yeah, this is the floor. I actually just winged this in survival. No planning went into this whatsoever, and I'm really happy with how it turned out considering that was the case. But yeah, let me know what you think about this, guys. I am actually super duper happy with how it turned out. But I have also made a couple of changes to the center part here. As you can see, we have another kind of segment coming out for the entranceway over here, just so we could keep with the symmetry and make it look super awesome. Plus these supports. Now, I need your help with this one, guys, because I don't know if these look good or like better with them or better without them. I tried to make something a bit more sturdy looking, but believe you me, it actually looked worse than this puny little thing here. I wanted to make it look like it was actually, you know, supporting this giant water cube that we have up here. It would obviously be very heavy, but yeah, whatever I seemed to do didn't turn out particularly good, so I just went with that, but I don't know whether it's worth just getting rid of it and having it floating and looking really unnatural. I mean, this entire thing is very unnatural looking. Also, excuse the weird glitchiness with glass, it does that sometimes. But yeah, let me know your ideas and we can always get rid of them. But yeah, that right there is the Guardian farm all done. Took me a long time. However, we are only just getting started with this area as a whole. I actually have plans to turn this into somewhat of a mega base. I mean, it kind of already is at the moment, but there's a lot more I want to do over here. So that's actually going to be the 3rd base in this world. We have the original one by my starter home where most of my stuff is. We of course have our 1.6D nether base, and we will soon have, I say soon, not soon at all. This is a massive project. This base over here where I'm going to stick a lot of my farms. So there's so many farms I want to build in this world: iron, sugarcane, slime, bamboo, kelp, name all of them. I'm going to put them over here and try and make some sort of symmetrical mega base. I've never really done anything quite like that before, and I think it's going to be really fun and look awesome, because this already does. And yeah, like I said, we're only just getting started, so we're going to be doing that a lot on the streams. I think that's something we will mainly do over there. Of course, I'll update it in the videos, but again, if you want to join me for this crazy adventure of this mega base, then go follow me on Twitch. It will be tons of fun, I can assure you. Okay, eagle-eyed viewers, I will fix the stone. I forgot to replace this with prismarine. Did any of you actually notice this in the clip? I didn't until I obviously rewatched it again. But yeah, there we go. All fixed. Looking wonderful. And that right there is going to do it for today's episode, everyone. I have put a lot of time into this one, and I am super tired and also very, very hot right now. We're having a bit of a miniature heat wave in the UK, and UK houses like to keep in the heat. So right now, according to my thermometer, it is nearly 40 degrees in my room, and I don't want to be in here anymore. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, and thank you for watching this episode. I seriously appreciate it. I really hope you did enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.